Welcome to Reviews.org. Today we're talking HughesNet Gen5 Internet. Emphasis on the Gen5. We're fans of the update. They made some huge changes to their service by improving speeds and their plans, but are their long-term contracts and not so stellar customer service ratings worth it? Let's talk about it. On top of HughesNet's Gen5 update, they also announced that they were launching the world's highest capacity broadband satellite, which is cool. But more importantly, it means better internet plans. So yes, HughesNet has gotten better, their plans have gotten more straightforward, but their prices aren't anything to write home about. And that's usually the case with satellite internet. It's the option for people who don't have any other internet option, and there aren't a lot of providers for it. If you can get DSL, cable, or fiber, then don't get satellite. But if you're stuck with satellite, then HughesNet Gen5 isn't bad. HughesNet's prices range from $50 a month to about $130, and they require a 2-year contract. For their cheapest plan, you're looking at about 10 gigabytes of data and download speeds that are fine, just fine, which is what you can expect with satellite internet. It's not the fastest, but if you live in a rural area, it's about all you got. But there are a lot of other costs to consider with HughesNet. First, equipment. You're going to need an actual satellite, which you'll either need to lease from them for around $10 a month with a $100 installation fee. But sometimes HughesNet has offers for free installation, so look out for those. Or you can buy your own satellite from them, which would cost you somewhere around $450 with installation, or $350 if they have a free installation offer. Now, if you're rural and see yourself using satellite internet for more than 2 years, then buying your own really does make more sense. But if you're not planning on staying with satellite internet for the full 2 years, then you've got to consider HughesNet's early termination fees and the hassle. Depending on where you're at in your contract, you could end up paying $400 in fees. Not to mention, you'll need to return the equipment within their timeline, or you'll be charged a few $100 for that too. You've definitely got to cross your T's and dot your I's with HughesNet, but I want to mention again that they are still a pretty solid option. And in comparison to their biggest competitor, Viasat, their packages are pretty similar in prices and fees. Plus, their service really has gotten better. It's impossible to compare them to non-satellite internet, but all of their plans list 25 megabits per second in download speed and 3 megabits per second in upload speeds, which is way better than the 1 to 15 megabits they were offering before. Their new speed is pretty solid for satellite, and you should be able to do most things that you need to do online. You can browse and stream, but if you're doing several things at once, you might see that buffering wheel. And for fast-paced gaming that counts on low latency, we'd suggest finding another internet option. Some good news though. HughesNet is actually reported to often deliver higher download speeds than advertised. And since all their plans offer those speeds, the biggest thing to consider is how much data you need. Because even though you can stream TV shows on their speeds, your data cap is going to hold you back. If you like to go on a monthly Netflix binge, like myself, then you should consider their higher data caps, like 30 or 50 gigs. They don't have any hard data caps, but your speeds will be slowed to 1 to 3 megabits per second if you go over. Or you could purchase some of the HughesNet's data tokens for a bump of extra data each month. Honestly, unless you are a big streamer, then we think most customers will be good with 20 gigabytes per month. Unfortunately, HughesNet's customer service lacks, but this really isn't news in the telecom world. Now, we didn't have any problems when we called their customer support, but that's just us. So overall, HughesNet is a solid option if satellite is the only option you have. We appreciate the straightforward pricing, the accessible for rural areas, and the reasonable data caps. This new and improved HughesNet is fuss-free, and we like the road they're headed down. But we want to hear from you. What do you think about HughesNet? Have you tried Gen5? Let us know in the comments below, and we'll see you on the next review.